Hello, my name is Bruce Thomason and I'm running for the Jacksonville Beach City Council in District 1. I am retired now after having spent 45 years in law enforcement, including 5 years as the Chief of Police in town in Ohio and the last 21 as the Chief of Police in Jacksonville Beach. When my wife and I moved to Jacksonville Beach in 1991, things looked quite different from the way they do now. There were still a couple of unpaved streets, and downtown looked pretty rough in places. There's been tremendous progress made since then, thanks largely to the visions of city councils that began when Mayor Bill Latham was in office. The City of Jacksonville Beach is a $160 million municipal corporation. It's overseen by a board of directors and a chairman of the board, the mayor and the city council. Their job is to set the policy direction for the city to ensure that it's operated in the most efficient and effective manner according to law. Now, just as an example, the Publix Corporation has shareholders, and those shareholders would expect that the members of their board of directors would be very knowledgeable and experienced in the field of business. So too should our residents in Jacksonville Beach expect their elected officials also to be very knowledgeable and experienced in the field of city government. I am knowledgeable and experienced in city government. I have endorsements from many citizens, from business owners, and from elected officials. I have the support of 5 of the Jacksonville Beach Council members, including Mayor Charlie Latham and Mayor Pro Tem Tom Taylor. I also have the support of former Mayor Flan Sharp and former Mayor Pro Tem Penny Christian. I believe I'm the most qualified candidate to represent the residents and businesses in District 1, and I would like very much to receive your support and your vote. For those of you who live in District 1, come November 4th, vote for me, Bruce Thomason. Thank you very much.
What are the principles that you are running on?
I have 3 primary principles, and that would be my experience, my leadership, and my integrity. I have extensive experience, as mentioned, in the field of city government, the way it operates, the way it functions. I have exceptional leadership honed through 26 years as the Chief of Police in 2 law enforcement agencies. And I have integrity. I will always say what I believe. I will never say what I think someone wants to hear. And I will always do my best to represent the citizens in the way they would expect if they were in that position.
What ideas do you have to reduce Jacksonville Beach government spending?
Since 2008, which was 4 budget years before I retired, we began making cuts to our city budget each year. Since that time, there have been approximately 30 full-time positions eliminated from the workforce in Jacksonville Beach, creating a much leaner organization. Now, over time, as costs to do business increase through salaries, through just the cost of supplies to run the city, you reach a point where you can't continue to do the same services that you could do for the same amount of money. So cuts have to be made somewhere. If you have cut to the point to where there's not enough money left to do the job with the current number of people, and you have to cut additional personnel, then a decision has to be made about cutting services. Now, we don't take that lightly because we want to provide a high level of service to our citizens. Before that would happen, I would certainly insist that we involve our citizens in the process of determining what, if any, services should be altered, what, if any, services should be cut, or any other decisions that need to be made in order to ensure that our budget is balanced.
What infrastructure planning should be done in approving large developments such as those in South Jacksonville Beach surrounding Butler Boulevard?
Well, first let me say that that particular development is the last large development left in Jacksonville Beach that was undeveloped. It's in the process of being developed as we speak. The developer complied with all rules and regulations set forth by the planning department and set forth through the ordinances in Chapter 34. They did a comprehensive traffic plan and determined that the 59 additional residences that would be built there would not overwhelm the traffic system as it's currently set forth. Therefore, it will be able to be incorporated into current traffic patterns without undue problems for other neighbors and residences and businesses in the area. And I don't believe this is something we'll be visiting again, since there are no other large areas to be developed in Jacksonville Beach.
What ideas do you have to reduce crime at Jacksonville Beach?
Well, being in the field of law enforcement as long as I was, and having the opportunity to come to such a great community as Jacksonville Beach, I immediately began looking at ways to be innovative in reducing crime and involving our citizens in that process. During my tenure, I created the Community Assisted Policing effort, also known as CAPE, in the Palo Beach South area. Created the Downtown CAPE program, which was patterned after the CAPE from Pablo Beach South area. We created a number of crime prevention programs. Chief among them was the Citizen Police Academy, and an offshoot of that was the Citizens on Patrol, in which we have volunteers come out, wear a uniform, and they actually help patrol and take minor reports for officers, which has been a tremendous help to those officers, relieving them to be able to respond to more critical calls. We've had a youth police academy that we created in order to expose 9 to 12-year-olds to the field of law enforcement and help them understand that in spite of parents saying, don't do that, or that policeman's going to arrest you, we are able to show them that we're actually there to help them. So we've created a lot of innovative programs like that, all with the goal to bring the citizens in, help them understand what we do and why we do it. And as our mission statement for the police department is working with citizens for a safe community. That's been my goal ever since I came to Jacksonville Beach, and if I have the opportunity to become the city council member, I will do everything in my power to ensure that the police department continues to do those kinds of things.
The Human Rights Ordinance, also known as the Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, and Transgender, or LGBT Ordinance, is going through the final process in Atlantic Beach. What is your position for Jacksonville Beach?
Well, first off, let me say that I don't agree with discrimination of any kind, including against someone because of their sexual orientation. Having said that, passing laws need to be done very carefully, because there tends to be an inconsistency in enforcement and in some cases in the laws that I've seen passed, there ends up being discrimination against other people besides the ones they're trying to protect. The City of Jacksonville Beach has a very strong personnel policy that prohibits discrimination based upon sexual orientation, and I fully support that policy.
How do you plan to work with constituents, and how will you keep them informed?
It's very important that the residents of District 1 be kept informed of what's going on at the city level. And now I will have a city email address with which I can communicate to the citizens. I also have a cell number which people will be able to reach me on that. It's important that we involve the citizens as much as we possibly can, so that we as members of the City Council don't make decisions in a vacuum. We need to know what the opinions are and what the concerns are of our citizens. So In the event members of my district want to be able to communicate with me on a more frequent basis than what I've already provided, if they would be willing to give me their email address, I will provide regular updates to them about things that are going on in the city that will potentially impact them in their homes or in their businesses.
Would you like to take this opportunity to make a closing statement?
Yes, thank you. I appreciate this opportunity that you've given me to come here today and talk to you about my candidacy for the Jacksonville Beach City Council in District 1. I can be reached, as I mentioned, through my cell phone, which is 904-923-2014. I also have a Facebook page, and it is Bruce Thomason for JB Council. There are spaces between each word. So just go there. You don't have to be a member of Facebook in order to reach my page, because it's wide open. I would love to hear from you. Tell me what your concerns are, what you're happy about, what you're not so happy about, so that I can be a better council member come November 4th.